As soon as I wake up in the morning, I go to visit Janet. There is still no news from the methamphetamine deal I made with the Chinese. I get suspicious. I jump into my car and speed off. I head towards Janet's mansion. What did my car sound like again? I enter the bar. Inside, Janet is giving another speech. My eyes search for the Chinese businessman. The mafia boss's son is high again. I call the interpreter outside. Like a civilized businessman, I introduce myself. I remind the Chinese businessman how I managed the last methamphetamine operation. Just as I start to feel proud of myself, the interpreter tells me they no longer want to work with me. That guy with the red tie wrapped around his head? Yeah, that's Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang's father has decided they don't want to do business with me anymore. Instead of the drug trade, they've chosen to go into arms smuggling. I tell them that my dream has always been to run both an international drug and arms trafficking operation. The interpreter tells me again that they don't want to do business with me anymore. He accidentally lets slip that they've found a new business partner. I lose my shit. I grab Mr. Chang by the head and smash it against the wall over and over. Who the is this new businessman? I yell. My interpreter immediately spills the beans, the O'Neill brothers. I smirk and say, well, guess what? I'm about to find the O'Neill brothers and I'm gonna them up too. Let's see if you can find another business partner after that. I leave the Chinese and walk away. I jump into my car and speed toward the O'Neill brothers. The O'Neill brothers call me. The O'Neill brother, Trevor? One of them asks. Then he keeps talking.
It's business!
I tell him that this was my idea. I'm coming to your farm, I say. I'm gonna you all up. Wait for me. I arrive at the farm, and what do I see? A huge farm. Armed men, a fat guy with a sniper rifle looking for me. Bad guys rolling barrels, dumbasses shooting at beer cans, bastards messing around with each other. Then the O'Neill brothers arrive and shout at their men. Hey, boys! Crazy Trevor is coming! Take your positions, be ready! Hurry up and secure the meth lab! The bad guys run to their posts. I reach the O'Neill brothers' farm. I quickly find a good spot for sniping. Hiding in the bushes near the rocks, I aim at the house. It's time to go full John Wick mode. Like Baba Yaga, I emerge from the bushes. I take out the men in the backyard. I sneak around the house. The O'Neill brothers are so scared that they've stationed their men all over the place. I take them out one by one. Holy f***, look at this guy shoot! One of O'Neill's men manages to shoot me before I see him, but in the end, I take him down too. It's time to enter the house. This will be the hardest part. I switch into John Wick mode.
Shit, he's coming this way! No bunkers in the house! Trailer! Get your own business!
The house shootout scene from John Wick flashes in my mind. After killing everyone, I jump up and scream. But the house isn't empty yet. There are still people left to clean up. I find another guy in the office and shoot him dead. A headshot. He drops to the floor. I hear noises from downstairs. I slowly walk down the stairs. They're cooking meth inside. I kill Heisenberg's wannabe. Then my eyes land on a gasoline canister. I rush down and grab it. A message pops up. Pour the gas and burn it down. Yes, sir! I start pouring gasoline everywhere. Even as I climb the stairs, I keep pouring. I cover every inch of the house with fuel. Once the canister is empty, I pull out my shotgun and fire. Boom! Guys, see you in the next episode. I'm Trevor. I f***ed the whole scene. Don't forget to like and follow. See you later. After finishing off the Nail brothers, I head back home. Just as I'm about to arrive, Wade sees me and starts running away. I tell him not to run. I ask him if there's any news from Michael. Wade mumbles something under his breath. I tell him to come to me. I assure him that I won't hit him. Believing me, Wade comes closer, and I punch him. As he falls to the ground, I start yelling, asking why there's still no news about Michael. Wade then says he found Michael. His wife's name is Amanda. I tell Wade to come to me again, this time to hug him. Out of excitement, I hit him once more. Wade drops to the ground with a thud. Hearing the noise, Ron arrives. We're going to Los Santos, I say. Ron, but you're not coming. You're a CEO now. I take Wade with me, and we head towards Los Santos in my car. We're going to find Michael. But first, I have some unfinished business. I still have to deal with the biker gang. I'm f***ing sick of them. This shit needs to end. We arrive at the place where the biker gang lives. It's time to blow this f***ing place up. Before planting the bombs in the trailers, I scout the area. The bikers are expecting me. If they find me, they will kill me. I have to be careful. I wait until it gets dark. I wait until late at night. It starts raining. Now it's time to plant the bombs. I need to place bombs on 5 trailers marked with yellow dots on the map without making any noise. I move forward quietly, stepping carefully. I throw the first bomb toward the first yellow mark. It sticks to the trailer. Then I silently walk toward the second yellow mark. As soon as I reach the target, I throw 2 more bombs and they land in place. Now it's time for the 3rd bomb. I throw it and move forward. Just as I'm about to place the 4th bomb, a biker appears in front of me. To avoid getting caught, I change my path. The bikers are everywhere. Red dots are increasing on the map. I barely escape getting caught and throw the 4th bomb. It lands in place. Now I move toward the 5th and final bomb. I move quickly. Just as I throw the last bomb, the bikers notice me. They realize what I've done. I start running fast. The biker gang knows I'm here. Finally, I reach the car and activate the bombs. I blow those bike pieces. Now it's time to go to Los Santos. Wade and I talk along the way. He has arranged a place for us to stay. We'll be staying at his cousin's house. His cousin used to work for me. We were in the drug business together. The city of Los Santos appears in the distance. I'm now 1 step closer to Michael. I park the car and climb up to get a better view of the city.
So, Michael, this is where dead men come back to life. Well, guess who's coming to shit on your doorstep, you
Then I get back in the car and continue driving. On the way back, we get into an accident. The car flips over. Wade asks me what happened. I tell him it's nothing. We finally arrive at the place where we will be staying for the night. Wade's cousin lives here. I park the car. Wade immediately runs up the stairs and calls out to his cousin. I follow him, quickly climbing the stairs. I knock hard on the door. Wade and I barge in. This place is our fucking home now. It's time to use some meth. I decide to do it here. Wade's cousin says, "You can't do that here." Whatever. The guy says he lives with his girlfriend and tells us to leave. I yell at him, "Go get me something to drink." He says there's nothing to drink. That pisses me off. I tell both of them to get the out and find me something to drink. I kick them out. In the evening, I pour myself a whiskey and try to relax. At that moment, I remember to grab some ice from the fridge. When I open the fridge, I find a pack of drugs. I mock Amanda, saying, "You use more drugs than Snoop Dogg." Amanda replies, "I only drink whiskey." In my mind, I think, my house has turned into a whorehouse. I get angry. "But whose drugs are these?" Amanda shouts, "Go f*** yourself!" We start blaming each other. A typical family fight. Amanda gets angrier and yells, "I was happier at the strip club before I married you." In the middle of our fight, the yoga instructor appears and says, "Hey, Michael, why don't you relax with some yoga?"
Nah, go f*** yourself.
At that moment, I catch my little son walking toward the fridge. "Is this yours?" I ask. My son swears at me, saying, "Give me my herb back." I snap, "What the f*** are you saying, you little sh*?" My wife then yells at me, "This is all your fault, Michael." Just then, Trevor walks in. I'm shocked. Trevor greets me. "Hey, Michael, what's up?" I respond, "How are you, Trevor? I thought you were dead." He just says, yeah. Trevor starts talking about how I left him in a bad spot and now live like a king. I tell Trevor that I was put into witness protection before I left him. Knowing how crazy Trevor is, I try to convince him that everything is in the past and he should forget it. At that moment, Trevor turns to my wife, Amanda, and starts talking to her. He says he missed her. Meanwhile, he also makes some comments about my wife. He doesn't forget to tell Jimmy that he's gained weight. Trevor won't shut up. He keeps messing with everyone in the house. Then, it's the yoga instructor's turn. Trevor walks up to him and takes a deep sniff. "Oh God, what kind of creatures do you create?" He sighs. "Damn, this Trevor is a real The conversation eventually shifts to Tracy. Trevor asks where she is. My dear son Jimmy immediately spills the beans. He says Tracy joined a talent show. When Trevor hears this, he gets furious and yells at me, "Your daughter is about to get humiliated and you're still sitting here drinking whiskey. Come on, let's go save Tracy." Scared of Trevor, I go along with him to rescue Tracy. We hop in the car and head to Maze Bank, as Jimmy told us. On the way, I talk to Trevor about old times. We blame each other for everything. Finally, we arrive at the Maze Bank building. I park the car, jump out quickly, and follow Trevor. As soon as we enter, we start looking for Tracy, but she's nowhere to be seen. Then, an employee approaches us and asks for our names. Trevor grabs him by the throat, slams him to the ground, and demands to know where Tracy is. The guy points us in the right direction. We keep running. We push through the contestants backstage. One of the performers finishes their act. The host comes out clapping and introduces the next contestant, Tracy.
Tracy DeSant, dancer, but she also likes acting, modeling, and working with children. That's beautiful.
"This is my daughter," I interrupt. When Tracy sees me and Trevor together, she gets so excited that she practically jumps for joy. She runs to Trevor and hugs him. Then, she quickly rushes back to her performance. The music starts, and Tracy begins to dance. As she moves, I start feeling like a total pimp of a father. My daughter strips down to her underwear right in front of us and keeps dancing. The host starts dancing toward her. I see things a father should never see. Trevor asks, "Are you going to do something about this?" I run up, shove the host off my daughter, and slam him to the ground. Just as I'm about to beat the shit out of him, security arrives. They tackle Trevor. The host escapes. We leave Tracy behind, bent over, and chase after the host. Now, I take control as Trevor. The host jumps into a red Prius. I spot a truck and yank the driver out. I start chasing the Prius. The game throws obstacles at me. The Prius keeps slipping through gaps. Driving this truck is a real pain in the ass. I try not to lose him. He's right in front of me. He runs a red light, breaking every traffic rule. I use the train tracks to try and cut him off, but we end up in a huge crash.
When we crush his... crap!
After a long chase, we finally catch the Prius on the highway. Realizing he's about to be caught, the host swerves toward a canal. We follow him. After flipping 10-15 times, we find ourselves in the canal. The road is a dead end, and we trap the Prius. We get out of the car and grab the host near the canal. Seeing us coming, the host begs for his life. I tell him he has to do exactly what we say if he wants to live. I order him to take off his pants. Feel like you're in the competition and start dancing now. The host starts dancing.
I'll dance.
Good. The fuck is that? All right, now drop it like it's hot, all right? I want to see you get nice and low. Come on, lower, lower, come on. Oh.
While dancing, he stumbles and falls, begging us not to kill him. I tell him I recorded everything on video and threaten to release it if he steps out of line. Anyway, the mission is over. I part ways with Trevor and go on my way. Just then, Dave calls and says he wants to talk. He gives me an address, and I start heading there.